Hey guys, so today we're going to go over some basic IPv6, OSPFv3 using inter-area routing. So we just want to make sure we're going to do the connectivity from point to point on each router, set up OSPFv3, and the end result here is to make sure we can ping let's say loopback 0 on router 3 from router 1. That'll confirm that we have connectivity. So let's go and get started. Okay, first things first, we want to enable IPv6 unicast routing globally. I'll jump into the fast Ethernet 00. Do IPv6 address. We're going to specify the 2002 colon AAA colon 1 because it's router 1 to /64 here. Let's do a no shut. Now for IPv6, when using IGPs, in this case we're using the OSPFv3, you have to configure it on the interface. So we would do IPv6 OSPF, specify your process number and your area. It's going to be area 0. Okay, and of course we have to create our router ID manually before OSPFv3 can actually work and bring up adjacencies. Okay, so we did that. Let's go ahead and exit out. Let's create our loopback 0 IPv6 address. I put the loopbacks on there, 2001 colon 1 for router 1 /128. And if you don't know the IPv6 addressing scheme, I would suggest doing some research on that, the hexadecimal 128-bit addresses. I would say do some research on that before jumping into this lab. Okay, and like I said, we have to configure the IGP on the interface. IPv6 OSPF1 area 0. It's a logical interface, but I'll do the no shut anyway. And now I'll do the IPv6 router OSPF1 and do our router ID, and it's the same as IP. So router 1, I'm just going to do 1.1.1.1. Okay, go ahead and exit out of there. Let's verify everything's working. IP version, or that's up. Show IPv6 interface brief, and we'll see FA00 is up and our loopback. Let's go to router 2, configure on that end. IPv6 unicast router. Interface FA10, no shut. 2002 colon 2 /64. IPv6 OSPF1 area 0. Okay, and we're gonna put FA00 this interface and area 1. Let's do that. No shut. IPv6 address 2002 colon BBB colon 2 for router 2 /64. Okay, and I'll do the IPv6 OSPF1 process, and area is going to be area 1 because that link is going in area 1. Okay, that looks to be fine. Let's go and create the loopback 0. IPv6 address is going to be 2001 colon 1 colon 2 for router 2 /128. And I will go ahead and advertise this into area 0. It doesn't really matter since it's going to get populated through the whole OSPF routing domain. Always specify version 6. Oh wait, here, okay, IP version 6, OSPF1, area 0. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and create our router ID, version 6, router, OSPF1. It's our process ID. For router ID, we're gonna use 2.2.2.2 for router 2. Go ahead, exit. We should see adjacencies form. There it goes. At this point, let's do our show IP version 6 interface brief. Make sure FA00, that port has been turned up with this IP address, IP version 6 address, sorry. Fast Ethernet 10, which is going in area 0. That's in upstate. Okay, now let's do show IP version 6 OSPF neighbors, just to make sure we do have that neighbor there. Cool. So let's go ahead and configure router 3, interface and loopback address, and then we'll test. Unicast routing, interface FA00, no shut, IP version 6, address going to be 2002:BBB::3 for router 3 with the /64. IP version 6 OSPF1. So our process number and our area is going to be 1. Cool. Let's get to the loopback. Let's do IP version 6 address 2001::3 router 3 /128. And I got to configure OSPF version 3 on this interface as well. And we'll put that in area 1. And lastly, create the router ID for the adjacencies to form. And we'll do router ID 3.3 for router 3. We should get our adjacencies. Cool. And then I always like to check the interface brief to make sure these ports have been turned up. Okay, FA00, it's up. Okay, cool. Let's do the show IP version 6 OSPF neighbors. So we are neighbored with router 2. And let's check router 1's routing table to see if router 3's loopback's there. Cool, so this is router 1's loopback, router 3's loopback, and router 2's loopback. So let's see if we can ping. Alright, looks good. Let's do a trace route to it. So you see it's going through to 2002 AAA.2, router 2, going over to router 3. And that's pretty much basic IP version 6, OSPF version 3 inter-area routing. Thank you for viewing. If you have any questions, just